Alright, this week I'm going to go over the Transformers Takara Encore 23 Fortress Maximus. I have always wanted to have this toy. I remember when I was young and seeing this toy at Toys R Us and really wanting it, and that was about the time when I stopped playing with toys and felt awkward about wanting to buy a toy. But now that it's been reissued, I and a lot of us can own this in our collection. We'll go over the box, we'll go over the 3 different modes, and I'm going to show some size comparisons so you can get an idea of how big this toy is and what it looks like next to other toys. Okay, so to start off, we'll go over the box. If you've seen the previews for this online, the box art is just like the Japanese version of the release, which is quite a bit different from the American version. The American version does not have the sword for good reasons, because the anime, the cartoon that came out in Japan never came out in the U.S. The U.S. went a different route with the storyline and the toy, so they just didn't include the sword. So it's kind of cool to see the Japanese art, the sword being used. If you haven't seen it before, definitely you want to look at the Transformers Headmaster cartoon series. I think it's pretty cool, and it's a very different take on the whole idea of what the Headmasters were. Instead of being humans inside these robotic shells that were used to make the Headmasters, the heads are the Transformer. They're just a smaller version of the Transformer. So that's kind of cool. Quick look at the sides, back. This artwork was used in America for the toy packaging as well, and for some of the promotional art that was out at the time. And the Encore 23 label. And again, same artwork. Up first, we've got the battle station mode. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's turrets that can be deployed. You've got turrets here. But for the most part, this mode is pretty static. Other than the cockpit for Fortress to sit in. The idea is basically you would pick this up and pretend to fly around with it. It's pretty heavy, so for a child, I'd imagine they would just keep this on the floor or something like that. There are wheels underneath it, so that seems to be the prevailing idea of leaving this on a table or floor so this can be rolled around. Just a quick look at the back. But for the most part, that's the battle station mode. Moving on to the city mode. There's definitely a lot more action going on. You've got same turrets in use, but you've got ramps for your G1 vehicles to ride off on. Although these aren't really spring-loaded, you can use this mechanism to force a car to go down the ramp. One cool feature is that there is a mechanism where you can take a G1 mini car, put the car in there. There's a twist in the back that gets the elevator that's on the side to carry the car up. And then once the car is in position, you got this red button here, and he goes out the front. Very cool. So you've got Fortress, or in the American version, Cerebros. And he can basically go here and basically man the battle station, so to speak. You've got an area here where vehicles can be stored. And you even have this prison on the side where you can capture Decepticons and hold them prisoner. Definitely, this would probably be the more activity portion of the toy, with all the kind of cool stuff that you can do with it. Last but not least, we have the robot mode. Again, we've got Fortress / Cerebros cog, which was made from the two smaller vehicles combined together. And the coolest part about the Encore version is we've got the Master Sword, which the American version didn't have. Especially if you watch the cartoon, it's one of the more exciting points of what goes on in the series, so very cool to have that. And now Fortress Maximus with the head formed. This is a pretty big toy, and I'll show you some size comparisons in a moment. There's still lots of interactive things going on here. You can bring this turnout on each side so that you've got sort of this extra battle technique going on. Again, the guns can be brought up, so if you want to display them like that, you can. There's turrets that come out the fist, which is kind of cool. And also from the forearms. He's very sturdy in this mold also, so he stands well. Especially on table, put him on the carpet and he might topple because he's a little back heavy with the pieces that are left over from the other portions that are formed. But overall, this is definitely an awesome toy to have, an awesome figure to add to your collection. There's just a lot of history behind it, and it's just a great Transformer overall. And finally, just to give you an idea of the size comparison, we've got some G1 Transformers from that particular era that you would possibly associate them with. The Masterpiece, Optimus. Overall, it's a pretty big toy. It goes pretty well with some of the more smaller Transformers as well. So if you want to think of them as a larger Transformer, more city-like in that aspect, you can display them that way. But it is a pretty large Transformer, even compared to what we've seen in the recent era of Transformers. As you can see, huge Transformer. So getting this, you'll definitely be impressed. It's not something that you're going to easily play with, but displaying it and just for the satisfaction of owning it, it is a really awesome Transformer. Definitely glad that I was able to get this, and hope you guys are able to get one as well. Okay, so there you have it. Transformers Takara Encore 23 Fortress Maximus. Again, an awesome toy. If you can get it, get it. It is going to be one of the best Transformers you ever own. And thanks for watching, and tune into next week, and we'll see what else I have to review then.